You are here checking out the 3 Count podcast with the 99 overall Myles Hawkins.
Welcome everybody to another great edition of the Three Count Podcast, which is now entering, and now I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, the man that leads you up that mountain called wrestling. And with this being the premiere of season 7, here is what you need to know. It's never about me, it's about who's entering the ring. So who's entering the ring? You see this man right here. You can find him at Focus Pro Wrestling. You can find him at MCW. You can find him at CZW. You can find this man on AEW, VCW. You can find this man at HCW, DCW. This man goes up and down, travels around, been around for a hot minute. He is the overall 99 Myles Hawkins.
That's right. At this point, if it's on the East Coast, you can find me there.
Yeah, pretty much.
How are we doing?
Doing great, man. Doing real great. I just it was funny. So we ran into each other a couple times now, and it was funny because I had seen you work in Maryland, and I was like, "Oh, okay," because that's where that's where I moved from Maryland to Massachusetts, and we've never crossed paths until I moved to Massachusetts. And I was like, "All right, well, this is how it works."
That's always how it is. You always either just one step or, hey, how you doing, just in passing. But glad we could finally talk and sit down.
Yeah, and it's funny too because we have like a lot of friends that are like in common in our circles, which is really kind of cool because I seen like obviously being at MCW like Gia Scott and Tony, my man, doing his thing up there. And obviously we have Mike, and we also have Vinny, Talata, Hellfire McGuire.
The boys post game.
The post game, bro. Like but the other part is that we have another person that we're linked up with, right? With Blizz.
Yeah.
And obviously, your theme song, my theme song, post game's theme song, Zeta Steel's theme song, everybody's theme song is done by. Anytime I hear that, Slay.
Right at the beginning, you know exactly who did it.
It's like, no, who this is. So, how did you cross paths with Blizz?
Blizz was working backstage at MCW when I met him. He was a guy helping out with a lot of the character stuff in the promo classes. So as a beginner, you would go, you do probably 2 hours in the ring, and then you do 2 hours of promo class. He was one of the guys who was helping a lot of the younger students find who they are in the ring. He was the person that actually came up with the 9-9 overall. He was like, you get everything so fast, just run with it. People will get it. People will understand what you're doing. So,
yeah, I like that though. And it's funny how like he sees those things and then he can like pull them from, because like I met Blizz in 2020 with my trainer Sicken, and him and we started talking and stuff, and man, I was nervous taking like these first photo shoots because like these first promo photos, I was like, bro, I don't know what I'm doing. I just look awkward. And he was so cool because he was like, yeah, man, no, like this way we should do, should turn this way, do this, put your hands this way, cross them, like look big, big tough. And, like he was coaching me through it. So I was like, I was learning a lot. And then we started talking some more, and then he started talking to me about the character stuff and things like that. So we started figuring it out. And then like the next year he came back to do more promo photos, and I was like, yo, I got it. We hit this pose, we're gonna do this thing right here, we got this, we got all sorts of, and he was just like, I think so much more confidence. Like I was like, well, yeah, it's you like helping me.
Yeah, no, he's great. He knows exactly like where to put you, where to position, especially as a young wrestler starting out. You don't know any of these things. You got a pair of tights off E-Lucha and you're posing, and he's trying to make you look cool. He figures out how to do it. A lot of those early promo shoots, I had no clue. There was no reason for me to look like a wrestler. He figured it out. So
I have those photos too. I still have those photos that I look back at. And I'm like, damn, bro, like you can see like the confidence, like the growth, and like just my character side of things, and then just like how I approached, like, oh, this is gonna be like this kind of photo, and it's gonna be this kind of photo. And so he was like, yeah, you could definitely see like you're getting more comfortable in the world of like presentation as far as goes.
Yes. Even if he's helping you with the confidence, fake it till you make it,
100%. And the funny thing too was like, he was like, and I remember Sicken telling me too, he was like, yeah, dude, he's been doing this forever. He shoots for TNA, he shoots for WWE, he shoots for Ring of Honor, he shoots for all, and I'm nervous because I'm meeting Bliss for first. I'm like, yo, this dude is like, he's got all the connections, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I'm totally gonna choke. And then I did. And then he was like, "You got this, bro. It's cool. Don't worry about it." So I still chop it up with him on the side too. Every once in a while, I just hit him up and just see how he's doing and just like chat with him. But he's definitely, it's definitely a lot of fun, like being able to chat with him. So talk to me about you. Like everybody getting into this business is a fan of the business, right? Like that's just how we are. But like, what was the moment that you were like, you know what, I got to make this jump?
So I actually started off as a collegiate baseball player. A lot of my wrestling time, a lot of my off season was I don't want to look at a baseball. I do this for 10, 11 months out of the year. When November hits, I am done. I'm not looking at it. So I would go and watch wrestling. I don't want to throw. I don't want to think about baseball. I want to get as far away from that as possible. Those 2 months were always the build to Royal Rumble.
Mm.
So right after the Royal Rumble, I have to go back, and it's 10 months of baseball. But for these 2 months, I can be a super fan. And I was able to jump in and really enjoy it. But it wasn't until I think 2015 Ring of Honor came to Baltimore. And we would go to WWE growing up, and you get your 2 hours of Raw, you might get an hour afterward. Cool. Going to Ring of Honor and seeing these guys are right here. It's only $25 and they're extremely athletic and very good.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, one, I can do this. Two, there's also a whole different side to it. So from there, the wrestling fan that I was, now I've discovered indie wrestling, and that just doubled and tripled. So when I was finishing up my baseball career, I think it was senior year of college, I want to say. It was 2019, Kofi Mania, Kofi versus Daniel Bryan. That was the match where I was like, you know what? I'm finished with baseball. I'm mentally burnt out. I was going through the draft process. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to get drafted. I could play for whoever. I would not be happy. I want to try wrestling. I want to go for it. I want to see if I can do it. So after that season, I signed up at MCW. And from there on, it was not only am I doing this, but I'm excelling. This is so much fun. I'm learning so much more about being an athlete, being a, you know, presenter, because we're presenting physically as well as emotionally. Like this, yeah, I love this.
No, and that's one of those things where it's like, even when I got in, I felt like I knew a lot about like what wrestling was about, but getting
Mm,
in and actually like learning and like breaking down, tape studies and stuff
mm,
like that, like I learned so much more, and I was like, oh wow. And actually, it's funny that we're talking about this because I had a I work at a gym and I was talking to this person and they want to be a client of mine, so I was like, yo, let's we started walking on a treadmill. I started talking to him. We're 5 minutes into the treadmill, and she
mm.
goes, "Hey, why do you like professional wrestling? Like, isn't that?" And, and how she said it too, very understandably. She's like, I'm not familiar with it, so
Mhm,
like, but isn't it fake? And I was like, yo, from the 5 minute mark till 30 minutes, like at the when we were done, I
mhm.
talked enough about wrestling. And I was like, I know I'm gonna, and I told her I straight up started at first. I was like, I'm gonna be sound like a complete nerd when I used to do this, but let me tell you about why I love professional wrestling. And I just
Mhm.
broke it down. And by the end of it, she was like, I think I'm a fan of professional wrestling. I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, I've found out everybody loves pro wrestling, even if they're too scared to admit it.
Yeah.
A few of my best friends, we went out to brunch and she's talking, and she's the farthest thing that you would ever think from being a pro wrestling fan. She goes, "Oh yeah, my dad loves pro wrestling. We used to go to indie shows all the time as a kid. Had all these favorites." And her friend then says, "Oh, I haven't watched it in forever. Who is who is the last guy I saw on there? It was this Finn Balor guy." I'm like, "That's not forever. Finn Balor's still wrestling. That was last week."
He was every Monday. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
yeah. Well,
I,
everybody's a wrestling fan.
yeah, because I had friends that I still have friends that are like, oh, I used to watch that in like high school. I was like, well, you're still a wrestling fan. You're just
Mm.
not current. I heard that from Cody. Cody said that to I forgot, he was in an interview and somebody was so excited talking about Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan and The
Mhm.
Undertaker and like, you know, that they were a fan of Roddy Piper and Kurt Hennig. And so they were just gushing out all these names. And he's like, oh,
Mhm.
you're still a wrestling fan. You're just not on the current side of things. He's like, yo, like, yeah, you need to get back in. He's like, I promise you, you're going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think like everybody that was at least from that attitude era to the aggression era
Mhm.
and then post, like they're still wrestling fans. They want to watch, but they're
Mhm.
like, oh, well, I just, you know, I was heartbroken when I found out that it was scripted. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, but so is like, did you enjoy Hamilton? Like, it's a live performance, but it's scripted. It's not like they was like, I'm gonna freestyle this song off the top of the dome.
I think it's hilarious that everybody goes, "Oh, I was heartbroken that it was predetermined." Yet they will sit down and watch Disney and Marvel movies.
Yes.
Say you're not a fan of wrestling, but you love Spider Man. That's right.
But it's like in the justification is no nothing to you guys out here
Mhm.
who are watching this show. You guys are cool, regardless.
We
But
all love Spider Man.
yeah,
I'm gonna go downstairs and play Spider Man right after this.
we all love like we all have like this love, right? But it's
Yeah.
not like I guess because for people, it's a feeling that like it's almost how do I want to explain this without like being like super like we know it's predetermined. We
Mhm.
get that aspect of it. But the thing that we also understand is that like you can suspend your belief,
Yeah.
right? So if you can sit back and watch like all right, let's just use the Avengers, right? Endgame,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Like you know Robert Downey Jr. didn't really die. But you
Yeah.
believed that Tony Stark really just killed over. Again, spoiler for those who didn't see it. Like, you know, it's not like it came out years ago.
You
But
guys
it's
said
like, yeah,
you guys said what 5, 6 years ago? See it? Go see it.
yeah,
Grow up.
it's
What are we
fun.
doing?
That one person who was like, "I was watching them in order." Like, sorry, spoiler. But yeah, it's like, but you also like that scene where you see, like, we'll even use like Infinity War, which is like you know, one of my
Mhm.
favorite. But like when T'Challa like dies, and you're
Mhm.
like, "Whoa, what?" And then
Yeah.
Peter Parker has that moment where he looks at Tony and he's like, I don't want to go. Like you
Yeah.
believed, like you left the theater like I was shook for 20 minutes in the theater. Like, why did I ever wish for the bad guy to win anything? Like I was shook, and so yeah, I mean, we all
Mhm.
ride the emotions. So like if you're at a live performance, like, and you're pissed off because, like, you're like, "Oh, they're not really hitting each other hard." I was like, "Some of us get tapped."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. You wrestled the right guy. It's real.
it's real. It's real to me, damn it, because the injuries are still real. I wake up the next morning, I'm still like, "Bro, I feel like I've been hit by a truck."
That's the beautiful thing about wrestling. That even though it's predetermined, even though we know the outcome, it's a lot more real. Like
Yeah.
those emotions that you feel out there, those are real. The physicality is real. Most times you go to a play on Broadway, they have a crash pad underneath they fall. There's no crash pad out there.
Mm,
You can't fake gravity.
no.
It,
Well, like, I remember so your match with Shawn Smith, right?
yeah,
Hey, also Godspeed to him too. I know he's healing.
yeah,
But, like, you guys were at Focus Pro and you guys were hanging from the rafters.
yeah.
Just doing chicken fighting. Like, I was like, "Yeah, that hurts." That's
And here's the thing: we were both up there going, this is higher up than we thought."
Oh, yeah, because I remember, like, watching y'all, like, in that moment, and then both y'all dropped, and I was like, "Yeah, that hurt." That
Yep.
hurts me just watching it, especially because I think Sean came down first, and then you came down. So I know that with the way that it impacted, like, y'all didn't come down together, and I was like, one of them got the wind knocked out of them. I'm not sure who, because 'cause they're both laying there for a little
I
bit.
I think everybody.
Yeah.
Rev Brenner was like, "Man, I'm tired."
Yeah. But,
Uh,
seeing you, like,
mm,
continually work, right, and the things that you're doing and pushing for, like, it's cool watching you handle the way you handle yourself too, because like, you're very approachable, you're very fun to talk to, I mean, clearly my man oozes like charisma out. So it's definitely fun watching you go in the ring and do your thing. But I gotta ask though, like, what's been like one of the worst bumps you've taken?
Worst bump. Ooh. Okay, this is a fun one. So worst bump, probably CZW. Nothing hardcore, nothing ultra violent, but we were doing a 30-minute Ironman match.
Mm,
Myself and Griffin McCoy, big blow off to our, I think at this point, 2-year feud. And it's the most simple looking bump, but a clothesline out of the ring where the guardrails were pulled in too close. And
mm.
I slammed my shin on the guardrail, probably about 20 minutes in. So we still have 10 minutes, and my shin and my ankle is swollen up, probably about this big, almost softball size, in the boot. Didn't want to finish the match. I was like, hey, look, if you want me to tap out right now, grab an ankle lock because I'm done. But that was probably the most painful bump I've had. Fortunately. But yeah.
So at CCW, that's over. Is that Havre de Grace?
That one was having a grace, yeah, at the time.
Bro, I remember like wrestling for EWA at Havre de Grace
Mm-hmm.
and just looking at the ring and being like, yo, this is kind of a fun setup. And then seeing where the guardrails were, and I was like, and that is not. I remember, I forget, I think I was working, it was me and Pure Ignorance. We were working in a triple threat, in a 6-man tag. And I just remember like Chaz was like, I think I'm gonna do a dive. I was like, you're not diving anywhere. We're staying in the ring, bro, the whole time.
So you got to go sideways or to the stage.
Yeah,
If you can
just
make it
stay.
to the stage, you're good.
Yeah. But even like there's like a small gap in the stage and it drops down too, like into the ring. And I was like, I mean, you can clear it, Chaz, but I promise you, bro, it's not gonna look pretty.
Yeah, yeah. That building was beautiful for wrestling. I
Yeah,
just wouldn't dive out of the ring there.
no, not at all. Or like I go tease it, like I want you to come through those ropes and then like hit you with something. Or as soon as I try to dive through, just hit me. Like you like I don't care. But it's like also, is it weird that we always just like encourage people, yeah, just hit me. Like just tap me when you see me do something. And it's like we're so adamant about it. Like we're talking to everybody about it. And we just make a call and we're just like, hey, just hit me, bro. Just let me throw in a couple quick shots and then just hit me.
Well, yeah, because then I get to lay down.
Yeah.
It's like I've been running around for 5 minutes straight. Hit me. Let me fall down. Let me lay down over here.
I did that at Focus. I did that at Focus Pro in the out of focus match.
Yeah.
Like we are all talking, and then they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna put a sticker on your face, and then I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that." And I was like, "You stop him, and then I'm gonna go to throw a punch, and then you just connect with Red Dog." And so when they did, I just dropped. I just laid in the corner. It was like, oh, 30 seconds into the match. I'm just like, nah, I'm just gonna lay here for a second, just sell this out.
So, brother, if you want me to run, we're working too hard. We're working too hard. Give me a good shot. I'll sell. We'll get all the sympathy.
Yeah, yeah. It was like I like whatever. I don't care. I'm just gonna lay here for a bit. It's funny too, where I look at some of the stuff and I talk about it with some of the other wrestlers too, and I'm like, yeah, I just want to do like 6 moves. That's it, and not like all in the match. Like I'm pretty much just want to do like the John Cena thing. We're gonna do 6 moves of doom, and then
Six moves of doom.
we're just gonna go.
Throw
We're
that
gonna
lightning fist in there. There we go.
yeah, that's it. Everybody's like, yo, do you have like a big move you like to hit people with? I'm like, no, no, not really. Like you just maybe like a clothesline. Yeah, just yeah, take that.
I I love when people come up and they're, hey man, what move do you want to hit it? I don't know. I don't do moves. And everyone goes, you do every move. No, I don't. Moves hurt.
It's like you
Moves
can hit them all.
moves hurt. I don't want to do them. I want to just beat you quickly.
I remember when I was wrestling my boy Andino, and
Mhm.
Andino was like, yeah, he's like, tonight it's gonna be one of my last nights, for the year, and
Mhm.
it's like, I'm gonna be dropping this title, so you know what that means? You're taking all of my moves. I'm like, shit. All right. He's like, is there anything that you want to hit me with? I was like, I don't know. We'll figure it out when we go out there.
So,
But we went back and forth for it, and
yeah.
it was a lot of fun, just like calling a match out, and then just like
Mhm.
I probably took, and I the thing was is I had a 7 hour drive back, so I took like 8 or 9 bumps. We were in an event, took 8 or 9 bumps, and I'm still having to like drive home, and I'm like, oh my god, this sucks.
Whew, that's a rough one.
Yeah,
That's a rough one.
but no, yeah, and even at that, he was like, hey. Can you do a moonsault? Actually I called it. I don't know why I did this. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna hit you here, and then I'll go to hit the moonsault, and then you just move. And he's like, all right. I was like, what did I call this?
There you go. We all lay down.
Maybe I'll just go lay
uh,
here for a bit, and just catch my breath, pray. Yo, so tell me about you, man. Like, how is it that you had mentioned that with Blizz, you had came up with the character and stuff like that, but like, how did you like start fine tuning the little things?
so it was really figuring out what people around me saw. I can go into this thinking I'm going to be the greatest baseball player turned wrestler. That laundry list is long. There's a lot of those guys. But finding out how other people saw Miles Hawkins and what they think, that helped a lot,
Mm.
especially with the 99 overall. It's a spin on Mr. Perfect. He gets everything. He can do everything. It's just he's kind of an asshole about it. He's kind of rude. But a lot of it was I would go to training and I ran through the training class. My beginners class started as 13 people, and I was in intermediate about to be on shows in about 3 months when
Mm,
it should take 9, just because I picked up on things quickly.
yeah.
And people in the training center would get frustrated because, like, this took me 2 weeks. How did you get it in 2 tries? I don't, I don't know. I know I have body control. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
But that frustration then turned into who is that guy that you hate more than the guy who you try it for a month and you finally get it and he goes, "Oh, you mean like this?" and does it right away.
Yeah.
So that then became, okay, let's make this a character. Let's see how we can do this. Let's see how we can rub that in without making it too much. I'm doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
It's just I naturally pick it up and do it.
No, I like the idea of like I mean I one, let me go back. I understand like the whole idea of like the baseball player turned wrestler because I
Mhm.
mean, was it Anthony Mullins, right? He just did the 5 TP where he's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm yeah." And then so I kind of understand that. I didn't it was weird too is that like I knew a lot of like wrestlers from
Hmm.
college who went pro, like
Hmm.
into pro wrestling.
Yeah.
Actually, you mentioned with Ring of Honor, Draper was like one of them.
Oh,
Like
dang.
he,
Missed that.
yeah, Dak used to wrestle in Chadron State College, like
Hmm.
which fun fact, I lived when I was in Western Nebraska, where I'm from.
Hmm.
I was like maybe 2 hours away from that college. Like my
Wow.
buddy wrestled on the team. I was like, "Oh, yeah, I know Dak." Like, it's weird that I remember seeing him, and then, like, moving forward, like, I was
Mhm.
like, "Damn, bro, it's so crazy." So, like, seeing all these other people who were like, "Oh, yeah, you used to wrestle in college?" I'm like, "Yeah, I used to wrestle in college," and
Yeah.
then, like, a couple of my friends are all, like, still doing it actively, which I
Yeah.
was like, "That's insane." Um,
If you want to do something funny, try to throw together, take a baseball lineup,
yeah.
but only of people who played baseball and are wrestlers. You will find out how good baseball players are at wrestling. Way better than football players.
Oh, well, yeah, I would think that, like
Yeah.
well, and you gotta think too, with baseball players, like, you kind of understand, like, field awareness. Like, I'm not saying
Mhm.
about football players don't, but field
Mhm.
awareness, you're literally reading things at a fast
Yeah.
instinct. Like, I mean, one of the hardest things to do in life is, like, hitting a fastball. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
so, I mean, like, you're learning how to read instincts quickly and then react.
Yeah.
So, reaction time has to be on point. And so I mean, I can agree to that. Like for me, just being a wrestler in high school, it just gave me the base of like learning how to pick up things quickly,
Hmm.
like from like rolls and stuff like that, and then like bumps. All that stuff came natural to me. The only thing that didn't come natural to me was bumping on contact, which was really weird. I had a huge issue learning to bump on contact. And then once I figured that out, everyone was like, "Yeah, you're free. You're gonna be
Yeah,
doing all sorts of crazy stuff now." And I was like, "Cool."
yeah. It's not a natural thing to get hit and
Yeah,
all down as fast as possible.
and I remember like the first time, man, like one of my trainers was like, "Hey, man, all right, just hit the ropes. When you come back, I'm just gonna hit you with the meanest shot I've ever got." And I was like, "All right, cool." So like he shoots me off the rope, and he goes, "Ah!" And I just freaked out. Like I don't know, I got startled. And he was
Mhm.
just hit with a finger poke, and he's like, "Yo, what's wrong?" I was like, I don't know." I was like, I freaked out. He's
I
like,
was
"Yeah."
thinking that story can go one or two ways. Either it was a finger poke or it was legitimately the hardest shot you've ever felt.
I was like, my man was gonna. He's like, either you're gonna lay down or I'm gonna make you lay down. But yeah,
It sounds like training.
that's training. But yeah, I remember like taking that shot, and I was like, what the hell's wrong with me? And then like as I was learning to bump on contact, like I would be
Mhm,
delayed, and I would like almost fly out the ring trying to do a back bump, and
mhm.
they're like, yeah, dude, you gotta learn just to fall. And I'm
Go
like,
down. Yeah.
I don't know how to do this. I'm still learning.
I mean, wrestling by far one of the hardest things I've ever done.
Yeah.
That first back bump, I almost swore off all back bumps. The second you hit the camera, I'm like, I'm done. I don't care how you hit me. I'm flipping over and landing on my face. I hate it. I hated it for a week, like a week and a half, 2 weeks. But then your body adjusts, and now I take way too many back bumps during a match.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I 100% feel that. It's one of those things where I learned when I started learning how to bump, like I wasn't in professional wrestling. I was in the
Hmm.
backyard. Like
Hmm.
I call it the dark arts, but I was in the dark arts learning how to do it. And
Yeah.
when I started getting trained professionally, I was just not telling people that I knew how to do anything. I was like, I
Hmm.
don't know anything. So when it looked like I was just like, all right, oh my god, dude, look at him. And then when they taught me how to do a choke slam bump or a dojo bump, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is gonna be my new favorite bump. Everybody's like, why? I was like, it feels the same. I was like, I'm just gonna jump off and just throw myself on the ground. I was like, it feels the same, bro. It doesn't change. It just feels like I'm falling. Whether it's 3 feet or 6 feet, it's the same. It's the same at the end. It just all sucks.
Yeah,
I
pretty much. Every time it sucks.
think they said it's like being equivalent into like a 30-mile-an-hour car crash every time that you take a bump. And I'm like, yeah, it feels
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah. I think it was. Yeah, it's like every couple bumps is a car crash.
Yeah.
And then we go out and wrestle for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask for more time.
Not for me. I'm like, yo, max 8 to 10. Like, when you have 25 minutes, we will go 12.
25 minutes. Woo, I'm not taking a bump till 12.
Yeah, they're
I'm
like,
starting at 12.
yeah. I was like, bro, I'm not even tying up until like the 10-minute mark. What are we doing? Like, I'm not. What are you
See,
gonna do for 10 minutes?
we
Clown?
say all this and the adrenaline going through curtain hits and we're bumping in the first two
Oh my
minutes.
god,
Yeah.
just
It
instantly.
happens right away.
You get in a tie up. You're already taking the first bump. They're like, dude, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It's what I do. It's funny too because like when you talk about character evolution and like learning, I like the aspect that you're asking other people like what do they see when they see Miles Hawkins. I that's probably something I need to start doing and start a little bit more
Yeah.
just to kind of tie up some things because like for me like I have like the jokey kind of red dog who's kind of
Mhm.
like Deadpool, but then I
Yeah.
also have like the other version of him, and I'm like I need to like kind of blend these two together so
Mhm.
that it just because like I want my natural personality to just shine out versus like one
Mm.
aspect that I'm trying to shine.
Yeah.
I need to figure out how to blend these things together because I was like, it's gonna whatever's gonna happen is gonna work and it's just gonna take off. I know it'll be boss, but I'm just like I gotta figure this out.
I mean, it always, it's that process of finding who you are too.
Yeah,
But especially coming straight out of college, baseball player, you're taught you hit a home run, put your head down, act like you've been there before. You do that in wrestling, you are the most boring wrestler out there. I don't want you to put your head down and act like you've been there before. Entertain me.
yeah.
Show me something. So figuring out who that is and how other people see that, because I can think, oh, I'm this person over here, but if that doesn't match how other people see me, then it's two different products.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem though. And you have to adjust too, because like everybody's obviously you have like a bunch of different crowds. Like you have your
Mhm.
bar crowds, like Focus does, right? And then you have like your wrestling crowds. I know MCW is kind of like a blend of both.
MCW was kind of in the middle, yeah.
Then because I know like at SWA in Pennsylvania, like
Hmm.
that crowd is more like a wrestling type crowd. They do
Hmm.
like big energy, but they're there for it. They're there for the wrestling side.
Hmm.
But like I go to Focus Pro and then I come out and just look at the first person and say the first dumb thing I could think of, and now it's then like everybody hates me, and I'm like, all right, cool. And then like big bumps and everybody likes to cheer and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
or I go to like WWE in Rhode Island, and I just
Hmm.
start off by walking out and looking for the first kid and just like yelling at him like he was my stepson, and like people just get pissed at me. So it's weird how like different you have to like adjust to the different crowds, but you start
Yeah.
to learn that the more you're booked there, the more you start to learn like the ins and outs, and you're like, all right, cool, I can play with this idea.
That's the fun side, is looking at the crowd and going, hey, are you going to appreciate a good hammerlock, or do you even know what wrestling is? And we go through so many crowds where you might have a weekend where there's a guy who, hey, that hammerlock didn't look like Brian Danielson in 2002. And then the next night, you get somebody who, I'm just at the bar and there was a guy in a pretty robe walking to the ring.
Yep,
You get both people within 24 hours, and you got to be able to entertain everybody.
facts. And like and that's where like that is the hardest thing, man, is like you come out that curtain and you're just trying to figure out who you're looking at and what they're expecting. I love
Mhm.
being like the opening match, whether it's like the out of focus match or like
Mhm.
match one. I don't care if it's like the pre-show match. I don't care. I
Yeah.
love being either the pre-show match or the first match, because
Mhm.
I know that one, I got to set the pace, but two, I get to be the person that finds out like all that stuff, and I'm always
Mhm.
curious about where I'm going to be at and what I'm finding. So to
Mhm.
me, I think that's the best. And then if I can't get either one of those spots, bro, let me just be the first, like right before intermission. That's the thing.
Oh, selling all the merch.
Yeah, I just
Making
I
sure
want,
everybody comes to the merch table.
yeah, I want to be, yeah, I want to be the last person everybody sees. Yeah, give me that sympathy too if I lose, bruh.
Yeah.
I think it's the hardest part too. Is like when you're when you're doing merch and like you haven't been on the show yet, and people are like, they're like, oh, what do you do? And you're like, oh, sell merch,
Yeah.
wrestle, like I'm on the show. Like either you like my stuff or you don't. But if you're on the first half of that show, like you can at least crowd come to you and be like, man, I love that thing that you did.
Yeah.
You did that crazy DDT like off the second rope, and you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Buy my merch.
Yeah. 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 It's building that connection.
Yes.
Um, I remember I was on a show I was on a show in New Jersey. I put my merch down at a table. I set up. I didn't know which table I was setting up next to.
Yeah.
It ended up being Matt Cardona. And of course, his line was wrapped around the building, and I was wrestling on the second half, and no one knew who I was. But he was huge on making that fan connection, so that I, if they're just seeing you for the first time and they see your presentation, they want to come and talk to you.
Yeah.
Now they know who you are going into your match. So either way, you make it work. But a guy like that, he teaches you so much without just by watching what he does. He sets up before the show. He's out there before the show, intermission. If he can make it after the show, he makes it, because he knows that without the fans, we're just guys taking bumps in the ring.
Yeah.
We're doing it for them. Everything we do, every bump is for them. If not, you just like messing up your back.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So,
No, it's one of those things where I try to connect with fans, and like if I'm in the first half, my favorite thing to do is like if I win, right?
mhm.
I feel like yo, I just won my match. I need gas money to get home, and like see what people do. It's sometimes
Mhm.
like I'll get a couple people to come through and then like want to talk to me, and then from there they just whatever happens happens. Or my favorite is if I lose. Especially because like especially with Red Dog being the mercenary type character, I'll be like,
Mhm.
yo, I lost. I didn't get paid and I need gas money to get home. I'm on E, bro. I rode in here on fumes. Y'all don't understand the problems I'm going through. And then people at that point, people will be like, all right, let me pull up real quick. Let me talk
True worker, a true worker.
to you. I love it though. I think that I there's something about connecting with the crowd and fans and people that is just there's no better high than connecting with people, especially when they don't know you
Mm.
and then they instantly started vibing with you. I was like, there's nothing cooler than that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, it's so much fun.
Bro, let me ask you a question. You've been in the game for a little bit, so what's one of the hardest lessons you've had to learn being in the business?
Whew. Wrestling is a team sport and a solo sport at the same time.
Yeah,
It's probably one of the hardest ones. We're all working together, but we're all competing at the same point. Uh,
this is
I
true.
forgot who said it, but they said that only one person is happy in wrestling. It is the WWE champion. Everyone else is still trying to move up. And most days, I don't even know if WWE champion's happy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they would be as happy now. I'm thinking about it. They could be. It'd be terrible. They could be very upset that they're not. Maybe they found out they're not main event in WrestleMania. They're just pissed off at that point.
They could be. One of the things our trainer said, and it took 6 years for it to actually make sense, was enjoy the process. Because that's the fun part. Once you make it, you're only there for a couple years and then it's over.
Yeah.
Learn to enjoy this process. And I say that as if I figured it out. No, hasn't happened yet. But I look back and see some of the things that I've done. I go, wow, that was really incredible. And that's one of those things that in the moment, I took a little bit of time to enjoy. Now, 5 minutes later, was I back to, oh, I can't get booked here. I'm not where I want to be. Of course, that's how we all think.
Yes.
But for those 5 minutes, I actually did slow down and take that time. And that really helps, especially when we're doing this. It's so easy to get caught up in, I want to be here. I want to be here. I want to go to the next level.
Yeah.
And look so far ahead, you forget to enjoy what you're doing now.
See, and that's where, and like I'm at the process now because I talked about it. Actually, you're on our season premiere, so like people have already heard me say this
Mhm.
that like I was like, yeah, I've got a couple years left. Like, I only say that because not because like I'm like, oh my god, bro, like I'm not getting booked anymore. No,
Mhm.
like the real reason was like my daughter is getting ready to be, she's gonna be heading into her senior year in a couple years, and I'm like, yo,
Mhm.
like I want to spend as much time as I can with her, and then
Mhm.
after she she goes to her first year in college, maybe I might come back and do a couple things, but at
Mhm.
that point, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it was like, yo, I just want to work in a lot of different areas in a lot of
Yeah.
different places I haven't worked yet and have so much fun with it and then just forget about the rest and then just go have fun. And that's all I
Yeah.
want to do now. So I'm like, I'm here for it.
Yeah. It's finding that balance.
Yes. It's all I think that's one thing too. I learned that from Brutal Bob was that you gotta have balance. Like you gotta
Yeah.
know that wrestling has to have its own place. It's
Mhm.
gotta stay in that place. Because if it takes over your life, it'll ruin you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yo, we're gonna move into my favorite segment, which is called the 3 count podcast, 10 count questions. And Mr. Hawkins, this is how it works.
Let's do
I'm
it.
gonna fire off 10 questions at you rapid fast, and whatever your answer is, that is your answer.
All right. Let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna put on the imaginary timer for add pressure. Bing! And like my favorite commentator, Mike Goldberg, here we go. Favorite movie of all time?
Training day.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Favorite cartoon growing up?
Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Bro,
Man.
actually, it's so crazy that I just saw somebody had the Cartoon Network greatest cartoon tournament, right? It was a
Hmm.
32 team bracket, and Ed, and Eddie won the tournament.
Ed, and Eddie was the best show of that whole era, whether Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I can feel that.
A lot of people say SpongeBob because SpongeBob had a longer run,
Yeah.
but Ed, and Eddie that's that stone cold run where he's only there for a short time, but the impact that they made. to the cartoon business.
was massive.
Can't be beat. Can't be beat.
It was crazy too because like the final four for that one was Ed, Ed, and Eddie,
Hmm.
Courage the Cowardly Dog,
Another
Scooby Doo, and
one.
Teen Titans. And Teen Titans and Ed, Ed, and Eddie were on one side, and it was Scooby Doo and Courage on the other. I was like,
So
wow.
I still put Ed and Eddie over Teen Titans. I
Yeah.
might go if they do the Scooby Doo movies.
Yeah.
Scooby Doo movies beat everything. But if you're going strictly show, early Scooby Doo, 60 Scooby Doo had a great run.
Yep.
Later Scooby Doo started to slip off. The straight to DVD Scooby Doo movies from like 89 to 2000, generational run. Will never be beaten as far as animated movies.
100%.
I had an argument with Killian about this one when we were a tag team. Both huge Scooby Doo fans.
Yeah.
We argued about which was the best of what I would say is Scooby Doo's big four:
Mm,
the Cyber Chase,
that's a good one.
Ghoul School, Zombie Island,
I like Zombie Island.
yeah, and Witch's Ghost.
Mm, those are good. I like those. Yeah, and I like the Cyber Chase one. I thought that was really fun, especially
Yeah.
because that was like the one right around Y2K, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I remember like that
Mhm.
dropping in like around the same time, and I was such a fan because it was like
Mhm.
everybody was jumping on the bandwagon of this whole thing happening, and
Mhm.
Scooby Doo came out the movie. I remember watching it, and I was like,
Yeah.
so fun.
That was a great run, but since those are movies, I guess they don't count in the TV show.
No,
But Teen Titans is up there.
I
We'll
mean
throw
you could pick their four. Like the four that they picked, I was like, this fans voted on it. I was like, this is lit. I mean,
for Cartoon Network. Yeah,
yeah,
I would throw Avatar: The Last Airbender in there if
but
there
if
was a
that
fit
no,
spot.
Avatar is a Nickelodeon show
It's
though.
the Nickelodeon one. That's what I was saying for Cartoon Network. Yeah,
Yeah, but like I remember like and I know we could talk more. We'll get back into the questions, but
yeah.
like Samurai Jack was in there.
Samurai Jack's a good
Powerpuff
one.
Girls,
Yeah.
uh, Grim Adventures of Billy and was it Billy and Matt?
Yep, the Jamaican Grim Reaper.
Yep, yep. Who else was in there? Dexter's Laboratory was in there,
Dexter's a good one.
and the
Good
fact that
too.
Dexter didn't make it to the top four, I was like, whoa.
Dexter's a good one, but he's not top four. I would
Right.
say Dexter's, depending on how
Mhm.
big the bracket, they might go Elite Eight, Sweet 16,
I
maybe.
would say at least Elite Eight is where I would put him because
Yeah.
listen, we all still learn. Well, I don't know about you, but I know
Mhm.
me in particular, I only
Mhm.
knew one French phrase before I actually started like thinking I was gonna practice French.
Say the phrase.
Ah, blendu for a minute. Bruh, forever. I knew that that was a cheese omelet only because
uh,
so I was like, forever that run will always be to me immortalized. You know, M is for monkey too, which was amazing. It
Miss Monkey's good.
was a great superhero run, like especially inside that show. Like, yeah,
Hmm.
that was all for me, especially because Macho Man was in there too. Speaking of wrestling,
Yeah.
related, like Major Glory, like I was just, yeah, for me it was all. If you could live in one TV universe, what show would that be?
One TV universe. Ooh. I don't know if I want to live here, but it'll be cool to see it. The Boys universe.
Mm,
If you've seen The Boys,
yeah.
probably want to live there. It's insane. But as a fan of superheroes, that would be cool.
No, I'd be worried. I'd be worried, man, especially because like, especially what happened with Dewey's fiance when A Train ran through her.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Just
yeah, just imagine, like
it,
that could happen to you.
it'd be terrifying. But after seeing the later seasons, it's like a
Yeah,
50-50 shot. You get superpowers.
yeah, there's a shot. It just with some compound V.
Yeah, just and even if you don't get them, some temp V right there. You got it.
Right. I mean, yeah, temp
Spoiler
me.
if you haven't seen The Boys, but like first 5 minutes.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
season 5 comes out in April.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Plug in, plug in
Anime
home.
or sitcoms?
How loose are we going with anime?
I mean,
Do you consider the Boondocks anime?
oh,
That's
I
a most people don't.
I
Most people
don't consider
don't.
it anime, but there are anime sequences in it.
It's very heavily inspired.
It's yeah, 100%.
Yeah, yeah. So to answer the question, I'll probably go sitcom just because I'm still very new in the anime.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop was one of my favorites.
Yes.
I started One Piece. I'm still working through One Piece.
I won't.
That's that's one of those things that's gonna take you forever.
Yeah.
I mean, as a kid, we like wrestling. Everybody watched some Dragon Ball.
Everybody watches Dragon Ball.
Everybody watches some Dragon Ball.
No. Yeah, I still watch Dragon Ball now. Actually, the craziest part is that because I know a lot of people don't consider Pokemon an anime, but I
Hmm.
introduced Pokemon, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, and My Hero Academia to my daughter.
Okay.
Like, watch these four. You're gonna enjoy these,
Hmm.
and she legitimately has.
I mean, if we're if we're going on what's the line of anime, you can almost throw Avatar in there.
Could throw Avatar in there.
Avatar's a fantastic show. As
Yeah,
far as the writing of that show, amazing,
very clean.
amazing.
I would, man, I really would want to put the Boondocks in anime,
Because
but
it's so heavily inspired.
so heavily inspired.
Hmm.
Everything like the fight sequences, like
Hmm.
yeah, Stinkmater is amazing. It's
That
like
that whole saga of Stingmeter.
bruh. I was just watching. What did I watch? Somebody was talking about. No, it was a clip where Uncle Ruckus was singing the in the country album, and I was like, I must have missed this episode because I'd never seen it before, and I was like, I have got to go find this episode and watch it now. I was like, I'm now curious as to how this was a whole thing that happened. Yo, all right, let's go back. Apple or Android?
Apple, Apple all
All
day. Blue messages.
right. Favorite video game?
Ooh. I'm going to say the Arkham Knight series
Oh, it's a good one.
because I played through it. But right now, I just got Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
And for the Venom fans, I've been having a lot of fun playing as Venom. A
it's
lot of fun.
it's funny because like for me, it's Def Jam's Fight for New York.
That's a good one. It's
Always
a
has
very good one.
you. I'm actually I downloaded emulator on my tablet so that
Hmm.
I can run back through it.
Hmm.
But a fun fact for these people who are gonna be paying attention to this,
Yeah.
like I started pulling a lot for my character from this now. And
Hmm.
like I want my character to be this in real life now. I was like, it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah. I love sneaking those little video game references, usually in my gear. A
Yeah,
lot of my gear is very heavily inspired by video games, either what TV series I'm watching, different things in there.
yeah. I always try to figure out like new ways to like include something that I saw from something. Like
Hmm.
I'll watch a TV show and
Hmm.
then like because my character likes to use a lot of pop culture references. Some of them are outdated
Hmm.
purposely.
Hmm.
I like to try to find ways to like include that in. Like
Hmm.
I'll say it in a match. I'll look at somebody in a match or like I remember one time like I fell in the crowd and dude put his arm over me and I just pushed him back. I was like, as if. Ugh. I was like, and if you know, you know. And I was like, so I think about like all these random things I'm always doing. All right. The theme song you know every word to.
Mm, I don't know. Ultimate Warriors. I
That's easy.
don't have any words.
Right. It's so weird too, because like for me too, like when I asked this question, a lot of people were like, yo, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. And I'm like, yo, well, that's a
Hmm.
great one. And I
Yeah.
thought and I also was on the same boat as you where I was like, yo, like I guess like Undertaker. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. So Fresh Prince of Bel Air. We went to I did an excursion in Germany
Hmm.
with Chris Bishop, who is from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And on one of our off nights, we went to karaoke night. And he decides he wants to sing the theme song to the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. And you don't know how much of the theme song you don't know until you're trying to do karaoke in front of a bar full of people who may or may not speak English. So
Powerful.
I know for a fact I do not know all the words to the Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Oh, so I'm guessing that we missed the part where he rode first class and got a glass of orange juice and then saw the security and jumped jumped out because he saw a man holding a sign
Yeah.
that had his name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, like so I watched the first season of
Mm-hmm.
Fresh Prince when it debuted.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there had like extra lyrics in
The
there, and
second verse.
yeah,
Yeah.
so when people didn't know that there was a whole nother verse to it, and I was like, how do you not know that there's this whole other verse? Like, and
Yeah.
I realized I was like, oh, because towards the middle of the season is we started only chopping up parts of it. So I was like, that would make sense.
Yeah.
All right, last thing. Oh, I got two questions left.
Okay.
If your life had a soundtrack right now, what song is playing?
Right now, all eyes on me.
I mean, I feel like we just came from there. I like
must must be why it's on the front of my mind, but
that. I like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Last but not least, my favorite question to ask every single person who comes on this podcast. Favorite curse word.
favorite curse word. I have a lot that aren't curse words, but a good, strong Samuel L. Jackson flavored motherfucker.
This is a great one. Absolutely.
Specifically that one. If I could get a soundtrack to where I hit that every single time, fantastic.
Bet. Well, listen, those are all my questions for you, man. So the last thing I need you to do is let our listeners and our viewers know where they can find you.
You can find me at the Myles Hawkins everywhere. I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok now. I'm on Threads, X, Twitter, if you still call it Twitter for us old folk. YouTube, TeMyles
There you go. Well, he gave you all of his handles. He told you how you could find him. So you guys should go out there, give him the follows, give him the likes, give him the subscribe. But more importantly, we've come to that part of the show, our favorite part, where we do the thing like we do in wrestling. We send this home because this is the Three Count Podcast presents Now Entering, and I'm your host, Clifford Red Dog Miller, the man that leads you up that mountain called wrestling. And like every good Sherpa, which I like to think I am, it's never about me, it's about who's entering. So who's entering? You see him right there, the 99 overall Myles Hawkins. You guys know what to do. Tune into the next episode and be there, or you really just subscribe to our YouTube channel. You're liking it, you're commenting on it, you're sharing with your friends, right? You're even checking us out on Spotify. You're checking us out on Apple Podcasts, even those 5-star reviews. You're even checking us out on Amazon Music and on that dumb app with the stupid jingle that goes, iHeartRadio, or whatever it is. You're buying our merch at foryourwear.com. You're even checking out our merch on prowrestlingtees.com if you want those classic looks. You're telling your mom about it, your dad about it, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your spouse. It doesn't matter. Your best friends, your grandma, your grandpas, and your enemies, because we love haters too. You're doing all that stuff, but really you're just kind of like waiting for this episode to end, waiting for that outro, and then you're choosing another episode to listen to. I used to do the Kawhi thing for the first 6 seasons. We're not doing that no more. Just peace. What's up? It is your friendly neighborhood Red Dog, and thank you for checking out this episode of the Three Count Podcast. Whether that was Chaz friends, Red Dog friends, Damien friends, the Film Styles, now into the ring, now entering 201, or now returning to the ring, all those good episodes. You should really be liking, commenting, and even sharing this with your friends, family, whoever it may be. But what you all should be doing is checking us out on all of our social media platforms at 3 Count Pod. Whether that's on IG, Twitch, you can check us out on Threads, whatever it may be. And if you go check us out on X, it is 3count_pod. Check us out on YouTube, as well as Facebook, on Rumble, on Apple Music, on Spotify. All those fun things. Tell your mom about us, your dad about us, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, and your best friends and your enemies, because we love haters too. Do all that stuff. And then, last but not least, buy our merch on foryourwear.com or prowrestlingtees.com. Kawaii. Nightmares and losing control. Thinkers like daggers, they pierce through the dark to fight.